Hi, everybody. It's Gene Simmons, and you're not, and you're listening to the Potter Than Hell podcast with Steve, BC, BB, and Dylan. But you knew that, didn't you?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is your last stop on the crazy train of hard rock and heavy metal. So sit back, buckle in, and hang on. Here we go.
All right, hello, Hellions, and welcome back to the Potter and Hell podcast. I'm BC. I'm in the helm this week because it's the birthday episodes. It's my birthday now. I'm joined by
Steve.
Dylan.
BB.
That's
okay.
okay.
All right,
Hey,
we're
it's
changing it up, damn it.
It's your episode.
All
You're
right.
your fucking party, baby.
All right, so how's everybody doing? BB, what's going on?
Doing good. Ripping up the yard down there. Doing a little landscaping.
Lumberjack?
Little lumberjack. I was doing a little jackal the other day. Cut a couple apple trees down. You know, Danny's gonna come and pick up the wood. Got to get him on board. But yeah, a little demolishing. All the kids are home for the summer, so life is good so far down there.
Put them to work.
You could have gotten a
Do you want us-
cidery going.
Can you send him up here to pick up the stuff out of my yard?
Maybe.
He's close. He's close.
Like I say, it depends how much I fill up his 18-foot trailer.
All right. Dylan, what's going on?
Oh, not too much. Been busy at work, but it's been slowing down, thankfully, now that I've been offboarding certain things. So things have been evening out and going well. Plus, we get 2 hours off early on Friday for the summer, so a lot of fun on that.
Nice. Steve, what do you got going on?
What's Friday? What do you mean? You get to
Like they're doing like summer Fridays where they let us out 2 hours earlier.
like every Friday?
Yeah, every Friday in the summer.
Oh, all right.
So till August.
Does that mean in the winter you get to go in late?
I guess, yeah, maybe. That's probably how they even that out, right?
They want you till the sun comes up.
Yeah, you get 10 hour work days.
I'm good. A lot of stuff going on. Always busy. Crazy stuff. I just recorded last night with the Two Bobs cast. We did we ranked the Aerosmith albums, and that was a great time. Great guys. Mr. H and The Herd, great guys. Had a good time on that. That was live on YouTube. And other than that, everything's cool. Weather sucks here as usual, but it's Pennsylvania. What the fuck are you going to do? So everything's good.
Maybe we had one good day on Monday.
And I'll say happy birthday because by the time this comes out, your birthday will have happened already.
Yeah, we had 2 good days and followed by 3 days of rain, so that's common in Pennsylvania anymore.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what am I doing? You don't want to know, people. I'm just trying to hold on.
Hold on, Lucy.
I'm just gonna keep drinking.
I'm just going to keep drinking. And
You got a good weekend coming up, though.
I don't know. Are we there yet? Oh, I forgot. I should have took a picture. Never.
Well, that's it.
We'll
Show me
talk about
later.
that later. All right, last week's episode was the Queen 2x2 with Steve and Dylan. How will you guys make out with that?
That was good. It was there was a lot of surprises on these albums that we knew, like the hits, of course. These are the albums that had like Fat Bottom Girls, Bicycle Race.
Another One Bites the Dust.
Another One Bites the Dust. But then there were like some really good rockers on there that like we had never really heard about before, and it was really surprising. And they might be some of my new go-to Queen songs going forward. So that was a really good experience, kind of digging deep and finding some new stuff.
I enjoyed it because like there wasn't as much weird stuff, like crazy weird stuff, as there was on the previous albums, but it was fun. It's always cool because like The Game, I never listened to that album all the way through ever, and very few times that I listened to jazz all the way through. You know, of course, Fat Bottom Girls, like Dylan said, Bicycle Race, like those ones like the back of your hand, but it was cool, and I was surprised at how much I liked The Game, and it was cool.
Yeah, very
I enjoyed
cohesive
it.
album.
I love doing the 2x2s.
All right, very good.
We also, to segue into your next section, hinted at talking about some concerts that y'all went to.
Yeah, okay. So recently we've hit some concerts. We had Winger and Penn's Peak.
Yeah, me, you, and BB.
You, BB, and then was anybody
That
else?
was it. That was it. Oh, we met people.
We met Mo and
Oh yeah,
Mo and Granza and Ray.
Right.
And Ray. Yeah, down there in the parking lot. Great show, I thought it was. I was glad I got to go because BC, he'll talk about it in a minute, went to M3 the next day. So always good to see Winger. But did you guys notice at the end, I don't even know if we talked about it, did you notice how weird it was at the end of the show? They went off, they came back, they did an encore. And then when they finished the encore, the band was coming up to, I don't know, take a bow and shake hands with the crowd, and Kip Winger just was fucking gone. He handed his bass to the bass tech, and you could see the backstage door open, and he was gone. So I don't know. It didn't seem like he was mad or pissed off or nothing like that, like at the end of the show or any time during the show, but he was just gone.
Wanted to get to Maryland.
He has a bedtime.
He had to wait for the rest of the band anyways.
He's got a bedtime.
Hey, you never know. I wonder if they travel together.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? I wonder if like Reb and the guys travel and then...
I don't think so. Because there was only one tour bus there, right?
We didn't even see a tour bus. There wasn't a bus when we walked in.
Oh, there wasn't?
No.
Okay.
There was just a van.
There was like a...
Maybe they Ubered there. No, I don't know. That's a good point.
His DoorDash order had come in. He wanted to get it before anybody else stole it from
Maybe
the outside.
because Stephen Piercy, I watched his tour diaries, and he pretty much, him and his girlfriend, other half, whatever, they do their thing, and the band travels together.
Diva.
All right, so that was.
What do you think of
Friday
Winger, BB?
Yeah.
I enjoyed Winger. I thought Bullet Boys were
good,
they were really, really good.
I'm glad you
And I'm
mentioned
not 100%. I can't remember the
Red Voodoo.
Red Voodoo was the first band. They're buddies of Tony DeSalom's, right?
I thought they were great, yeah.
Yeah, they sounded pretty good. The
only ones with merch.
That's true.
Really?
Yeah.
It was so weird.
The lack of merch.
I don't know. We'll talk about another one in a minute.
Yeah.
But that's true. And I gotta say, I think the singer is the guy that Tony knows, and I don't think the rest of the band may have showed up for a couple minutes, but the singer was the guy doing everything. He was taking the money and the shirts and the pictures and everything. It was just him.
He was the
and he was
one-off.
doing that. I think even after the Bullet Boys were done.
I respect that. That's a good hustle.
You know, it was. But I thought Bullet Boys was great.
Yeah.
I didn't really have any crazy expectations for them, but I thought they sounded great. Of course, Mark Torian plays guitar now. He did quite a few of the solos also. But when they did Hell on My Heels, that was fantastic. That was absolutely killer.
It's so amazing how Mark's voice, he still has it. For being
Yeah,
around all those years, he still has it. Great frontman.
Underrated.
Boy, too bad you didn't think of him a couple weeks ago.
He's not dead.
He's not 6 feet under.
Maybe next time we'll make sure that we have an asterisk. Must be alive.
Must be still under.
Hey, Canada Rob said I was dead on my picks, so thanks, Canada Rob.
Because they were dead.
Exactly.
Come on, Rob. Don't encourage them, please.
And Gene, you guys saw Gene too, right?
We did. We went to see Gene Simmons'
It's
band.
been a while since we've been together.
Yeah.
It was last week.
Last
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah. And it was me. Who went? It was me, BC, Rob, and Scotty.
Rob, Scotty,
And then we met Granza and Steve and
his brother
Justin, his brother Richie. I don't know. Well, Richie was there. I want to say his brother's name was Rich too. Could be. I don't know. I apologize. But
I'm terrible names.
and we had the cops after us in the parking lot.
Yeah, not me there 2 minutes.
They want you to drink in the casino.
They do. They
No,
do.
they don't want you to drink their $18 beers.
Exactly.
I know. It was expensive to drink that night in there. But as far as the Gene show went, band called Turning the Tide. Was it Turning the Tide?
Yeah, I think so.
Turning the Tide, I think.
Turning.
Are you sure that was Chad Saliga
It
drumming? He was bald.
Is
he?
Chad Saliga
Does he have
posted that he opened for Gene
Is
Simmons.
he going BB now?
We need
There you go.
We need expert.
Because we couldn't see him because he had those sound blocker clear things up in front of the cymbals. It wasn't like the whole thing. So we couldn't really see the drummer's head. So I don't know. But they were good. They
There
opened.
he is
Is it?
with the band.
Okay, well he's got hair there.
Yeah.
Um,
See? And then they posted
That's
about
him.
opening for Gene Simmons.
Okay,
So
That's Gene.
it was good. It was.
Oh, yeah.
They opened up with the Chain from Fleetwood Mac, and then they did their own songs. But I wish the girl didn't, like, the female lead singer. She sang only maybe half the songs. The guitar player sang a lot,
He sang a lot too.
and
they
tore it up. Okay,
little.
and I thought he tore it up a couple times. I thought they were good. What'd you think of them?
I was impressed. I mean, I got a little nervous when they come out doing a cover. I'm like, yeah, maybe a cover.
I thought maybe they're going to do a bunch of them.
Cover band, you'd open the show at night, but then it was good. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Sounded good. Yeah, it's a good venue to see any kind of show.
Now on to Gene.
Gene, oh yeah.
Too much fucking talking. He thinks he's fucking Shecky Green up there with his stupid ass jokes.
Well, I have to rival Paul.
He's trying to make up for the years that he didn't get to speak on stage, I guess. Like, dumb. Like, he literally was like, okay, I thought he was going to play domino. Let me tell you a story, right?
Yeah.
So he starts talking. So I said to BC, I'm going to go to the bathroom. So he goes, I'm going to go. We go to the bathroom.
We come back.
Come back, get a beer, and come back, and he's still fucking talking. So we didn't miss any songs. I mean, that was one good thing about it. But, like, I don't know. I want to see. I don't want to see Gene do shit that we've seen on fucking End of the Road ad nauseum. Gene does not need to do Shout It Out Loud. Gene does not need to do Parasite. He doesn't need. I would have kind of been sad if he didn't do Deuce. Deuce, I think Gene kind of has to do that. But, like, we don't need that. Charisma was cool. They did Spit, which was cool, which they segued into Whole Lot of Love from Led Zeppelin, which I thought was cool. The what's the other guitar players? Jason Wilkes or Jason something.
Yeah, Jason.
And
he was very good.
He was really good. Brent Woods on guitar tore it up.
Tishy.
And Brian Tishy on drums. Like, it was cool. Like, they did Ace of Spades from Motorhead. Brian Tishy sang it. It was cool. They did Bad Reputation from Thin Lizzy, which I didn't think went over very well at all. They did some stupid ass Beatles song, which was dumb.
And Your Bird Can Sing.
They
did House of Pain, BB.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
But it wasn't the House of Pain. It's supposed to be like the original version of that or something.
Oh.
I want to see Gene do Got Love for Sale, Good Girl Gone Bad. I wanted him to do the shit that he did, like, on the first tour that we saw.
Off the solo album.
Because it was great. He did it opened up with the intro to Radioactive, and then they did, I don't even know what the fuck they did. They did Are You Ready? They did, which was cool. I thought that was cool. That was from the vault. But, like, and they were talking about it on Kiss FAQ, like, Gene is not a good frontman. It seems like he tells those jokes and stories because he doesn't really know what the fuck else to do. You know what I mean? And he brought this kid up on stage to play drums for I Love It Loud.
That's cool.
That was kind of cool. Even though I don't need to hear I Love It Loud another time in my life.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Oh yeah.
What was he doing when he brought all the people up? What song?
Rock and Roll Night. It was at the end of the show.
I guess I'm so tired. I'm burned out that song.
You keep on
Number one to
the
burn
room
out
gets
that
hot.
song, and then he brings all these people up, and all like, oh!
Yeah.
And
you could tell the band is not into it. You could tell the band is just like they're done by the time
let's get this over
that comes on.
It's No Heaven Can Wait.
Yeah. So I don't know. I enjoyed the show, but I didn't love the show because it could have been so much more. It really could have been so much more, and it wasn't. It was good to see Gene, good to see him out there. The band sounded great. His band was fantastic. I mean, these guys, I'm sure, could play anything. They could probably play some Kiss deep tracks. I mean, I'm not sure, but they probably could.
In place of the 6 covers they played out of 13 songs.
Yeah, it was crazy. Well, and one thing too, Sonny had gone to see them the week before, I think, week or a couple days before, and he said that, he said Brent Woods, he said, I finally found someone that can do justice to the Ace stuff and the Bruce stuff at the same time, and it was true because he kicked ass on the Bruce stuff and he kicked ass on the Ace stuff and the other stuff that we didn't really need to hear, but I thought the band was great, but it could have been so much more. I had, but like in this day and age, after the first show, you know what they're fucking gonna play.
Yeah, no switching it up.
But, I don't know. I was hoping for like when we saw them the first time, like with the deep tracks. I don't give a shit if you have to have the fucking lyrics on the floor to read them. I don't care. I want to see the songs performed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
it was good, but it wasn't great.
It's like at the baseball game, the girl that sang the national anthem had the
I'd rather them do that.
I'd rather that
than
Then fuck up.
We were up there like one of the first games up there, and the girl just fucked it right up. I'm like, oh god.
No,
you can see everybody go. Sit down. But it was good, but not great. And it was good. No merch, no merch, not a single shred.
No. That Tide band had.
Well, the opening band did. No jeans merch.
No jeans. No money bags.
Nothing. Jeans all about.
We didn't even see one bottle of Moneybag soda.
No, and he's all about.
That's what I'm saying. Like that makes no sense to me.
We were surprised.
Rob was making excuses. Well, he just wants to fly in and fly out. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know.
So does Stephen Pierce. He
stop
got
making
a suitcase
excuses
full
for
of merch.
Yeah. And there were a lot of empty seats.
Yeah.
We were like in the 30th row, I think. And the 5 rows in front of us were empty. And we didn't move up because it was good because we weren't that far back and there wasn't anybody standing in front of us. So if we wanted to sit, we could. But there was a lot of empty seats.
Yeah. Well, how about M3, BC?
The M3. So after the Winger show, I got up early the next morning and drove to Columbia, Maryland, where we saw Red Voodoo again.
Yeah.
I wasn't inside. I heard them, but I saw them the night before. Pretty much, you could tell the vocalist, the lead guy, is very into it. Very, very working the crowd good. Then I went in for Child's Play. I never saw Child's Play. I've always dug that one album they had. And they were good. They were real good. Steven Adler came up next. I don't know. He's starting to, show wear and tear maybe. I don't know. But the lead singer, I don't know his name off the top of my head. He just tries too hard to be Axl Rose.
Is it the same guy that... very enthusiastic.
But he's copying the moves. Be yourself. Even when he did the Adler solo, that album, and what's his name was on that, and he tried being him. I'm like, oh, dude, be yourself.
Yeah.
Stop trying to be these other two vibes.
You do you, boo.
You do you. And he wasn't doing it. But after that, we kind of walked around because Slaughter's just...
Well, you could hear them from like a mile away.
You could have heard them back at the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're just so loud. If they just turn it down, it'd probably be good. But they play. They're a band. They're in the hits now, and
they play the same. They're playing the same shit now.
Shit over and over. Next band up was Winger, shockingly, and I was surprised. Like the night before, they're doing the solos and drums. I'm like, you got an hour to play.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a short amount of time.
Last night, you're the headliner. Do whatever you want. But here you got 1 hour to play, and you're doing all that stuff. I'm like, are you kidding me? Next up was Accept. They never let you down. I mean, they were really good, and I was very shocked at how much the people were into them, being the M3 hits crowd, as I call them.
Yeah, they're heavy for M3.
They're heavy for M3, and people were really... I was like...
They played last year, too.
Because I told Renee, I said, the people are probably not going to know what the fuck they do in the next band, but they were kind of into it. I was very...
I'm glad to hear that.
Happily surprised. And then we closed out the night with some David Lee Roth.
Oh, boy.
DLR.
God love him. He came out. He had a full leather outfit, and he had 4 backup guys singing, which were excellent. The band was fabulous. I heard the guitar player's name. I'm going to go try to pronounce it.
It was Edward.
Edward Van. But the band was just spot on, which, again, helped. Dave was Dave. Dave was everything you thought Dave would be at 70 years old. And everyone's like, well, he didn't hit the right notes. He never did.
When did he?
He never did.
Besides in the studio after 16 takes.
Yeah, in 1981 he didn't do that. But he was Dave. A few times he got a little... And the guitar player started wheeling back in. He started talking about having sex with the the girl from Star Trek with the earpiece. I'm not a big Star Trekkie.
Zulu? Was that her name? Hulu? Zulu?
Sulu was
Sulu?
George Takei.
Is that who he's talking about?
George Takei?
No, the girl.
There's a lot of earpieces in Star Trek.
What?
What, from the,
Probably
Nichelle
from
Nichols?
Probably from the
Like Uhura?
original one in the 70s.
Uhura?
Oh, I'm sure.
Nichelle Nichols?
Is that her name?
She does have because she is the communications officer.
Yeah.
So she does
Yeah,
have-
well,
Whoever
yes.
that girl is. He
Nichelle
was
Nichols.
rambling on about, and I would tell her to get naked and just leave the earpiece in. I'm like,
No. Leave it.
Don't take it out. Don't take it out.
Dave, the stage is over here. The microphone.
And then he had 4 guys of color, and then he goes over and has them turn around. He's patting them down like they're being arrested. I'm like,
Dave, what are you doing?
yeah, and I'm like, and they're laughing. They're all having a good time. Don't get me wrong. I was like, oh, that's a little odd. I know, whatever.
Dave, you're here to play a show.
Other than those 2 moments, he was good. He did get those 2 moments. He got a little wheel him back in, boys, before he gets to start doing them.
See, I didn't even hear about those. I just heard very mixed things of some people were like, oh, he was fantastic, and other people were like, it was awful.
Well, it depends on what you're going to look. What do you? I didn't expect.
People are
Is everything I
expecting
expected
him jumping off the drum riser and shit and whatever. You know, you're not
It's not
going to get that.
1980 anymore.
Yeah.
He did little kicks, but nothing crazy. He's 70 years old.
I wish he
He
played.
stayed in his lane.
He stayed in his lane.
I wish
didn't
he
get
actually
crazy.
did stay in his lane and play David Lee Roth stuff.
I saw the set list.
I was
I
very
thought it was
surprised.
cool. I would have at least I wasn't there, but I would have at least liked to see that he played Yankee Rose.
I'm surprised he didn't do any solo.
Yankee
No
Rose.
solo
He
song,
always
nothing.
liked to do California Girls.
That was always big.
You know, I don't know. But he's touring now,
So
so
maybe
there's a tour. So I don't know if anyone's in for that. I'm in for that.
If he's playing Van Halen stuff, no.
but you don't know. I mean, maybe
You know,
because of the M3 crowd. I'm thinking. I don't know. That's all I can figure. Because why would he do some of the solo stuff? He has enough solo stuff just do a show.
He
Just
did
all
Yankee
solo
Rose
stuff.
when he opened for Kiss.
Did he?
Yeah,
think
people
so.
people know California Girls. They know Just a Gigolo. You could have played any of those, even though they're covers. But at least they're David Lee Roth solo.
People
covers.
know the part Dave's playing.
See, with Bell Biv DeVoe being background singers, he could have did Ladies' Night in Buffalo.
He could have did Poison by Bell Biv DeVoe.
Hoping they get a good football team some year.
Kiss her lover.
But I thought he was good. I mean, he's everything. He was better than I expected because I was nervous because he would put out these out there videos of him dancing weirdly and
Like the weird music.
weird music lately, and I was a little who's going to show up and at least
It was Diamond.
You got the Dave you were hoping for.
he got the day I was hoping for, and it was what I thought it would be. I didn't have expectation of coming out and wowing everybody off the But crowd was very light for our M3s that we've been to. The lawn was Saturday. The lawn was more. Sunday the lawn was.
Oh, yeah, empty.
You could have drove a tractor out through there and not hit nobody.
Wow.
I mean, the weather was not bad.
We've had worse weather.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
The last time we went,
Downpour.
I think it almost snowed.
It was cold out.
It
We
was super
froze our
cold
ass
out.
off. But it wasn't like that. It was nice. There was a few. It looked like it was overcast. The sun was really not out. A little shower here and there, but nothing washout.
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, I just think they're doing something weird. So that was Saturday. So Sunday, we went back there. Sunday, we went in and see the little spread eagle, which I don't know. I like him.
Oh.
But I want to see him inside. I don't know. We saw him on the pool deck on the cruise. This is outdoors. It just seems like I
It
don't know.
could be better in a club atmosphere.
It seems like they're more of a club.
I think they're more
thing.
of a club band. But they did all the speech.
Oh, yeah. Serenade.
Next up was Vixen. I mean, Vixen are always very good. I mean, of course, the crowds because they were into it. And then they played Edge of Broken Heart. People went nuts. I'm like, the hits.
And all the other songs they play are so much better.
Then after that, Miss Lita Ford. We went up to it was. Remember how they started building that upper tiers?
Yeah.
Well, that's all done. So there's this first level up is box. You have to get those or whatever. Then there's seats, 2 rows of seats up top. you have to have tickets for. But from there back, you can just walk up there.
Oh. Kinda like
If you're on the lawn, you can go up and stand up there.
like an overlook.
Which would be smart if it started raining because there's
Yeah,
a roof
right.
over your head. But we walked up there and watched Lita Ford from up there. It's cool.
She played the usual
it was grass.
stuff you figure.
Yeah, she did. Open up with "Gotta Let Go." That's one of my favorites. After that, "Kiss Me Deadly" and
One Shot of Poison. And
"One Shot of Poison."
Close my eyes forever.
"Only Women Bleed," "Cold My Eyes Forever," which is cool because the guitar player does the Ozzy parts.
Oh, cool.
I mean, it is what it is.
who? Do you know who the band is or no?
Bob Brock, drums. Martin Anderson on bass. And I killed a guy's name. I'm drawing a blank on the guy's name. He's married to.
Oh, the Kennison guy. The guy that did the comedy on the ship.
Yes. What's his name?
Kennison, I think his last name is.
Yes.
I forget his first name though. Sorry.
It's Sam Kinison.
That's pretty much been their band.
Ow.
Martin Anderson's back, so I don't know if he's back for good or he just did the show with her. I don't know. Who knows? But
Well, at least he's in a good band now.
he was talking in. And up after that was Great White, which I don't know. They sound good, but
No
they're
Jack
almost
Russell.
getting like the hits.
Was he still? Does the singer still using his Heelys?
No, he had boots on.
Okay.
I said he might come out right across the whole stage, but he walked out and he had actual boots on. So maybe he's getting older.
You
now.
pretty much don't get the same thing from them anymore too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
House of Broken Love.
yeah.
All right. As long as they play that.
Yeah.
Lady Red Light. I mean,
Nice.
And Save All Your Love.
Save all your love. Yeah. Nothing like.
Yeah.
But and then next up was Warrant. We went and got something to eat. I said,
We've seen them enough.
They're gonna play 10 ballots. 10 ballots and stuff. I mean, same show for them. You know what you're gonna get. But Jerry Dixon was back with them.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time since he played with them. I was like, holy shit, Jerry Dixon. I'm like, holy. A lot of her people were like,
BC and 3 other people there knew who he
Yeah,
was.
knew who he
Yeah.
was.
And only 2 of them were in the band.
When's Janie Lane coming back?
Yeah.
there was a guy
There's
where
people who still think Janie Lane's singing for them.
yes, there's go, oh, Janie Lane's the best.
Jesus
Oh, yes.
fucking Christ, he's been dead since 89 or 98 or whatever it was.
Hasn't been here
Jesus.
for 20 years.
So then next up was Mr. Ace Frehley.
Oh boy.
He did not disappoint. Everything you thought he was. God love him. I don't know. I mean, he's gonna. I don't know. And he has a new girl, assistant, whatever you want to say.
Not the cherry medicine person.
No, she's
No,
gone.
she's
No,
gone.
He got rid of her, but the new one's same neighborhood.
I saw the video where she, after he was done, she came over like a crocheted robe and
Oh, yeah,
put it
she
on
was-
him with the hood. I'm like, what the fuck?
And he's like,
It was his robe that they had on the Phantom meets the Kiss Meets the Phantom in the park.
but God, that band is band great, but he's rambling on, and then
Did he at least know who they? Did he introduce the band? Did he know their names this year? Okay.
he got the Jeremy and Scotty Krogan, and he just and Jeremy's like. Then he came back. Oh, Jeremy. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like,
Ryan.
Ryan.
I mean, thank God for those guys. I mean, they take care of him. They watch him like a hawk. But Ace is just. They should just turn him down until it's time for a solo.
Well, he did the solo.
Well,
The same thing. And then he starts.
I think he forgets that he's playing. I think
He started just dittoing in all these other songs, and everybody's like,
Ace, put that away.
yeah. And the band's like,
Ace, you're playing Shock Me.
the band's coming out from behind now, and they're standing there like, okay, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he just kept going.
You missed 4
He
cues.
turns around, started doing the George Lynch. He's backwards. And finally, Jeremy came out and just started playing. I forget what song they kicked into. And he was like, I'm like, whew. Otherwise, he's still be down there. I don't know. Then we ended up with the headliners for Sunday night. Stephen Piercy and Warren DeMartini.
Nice.
With the,
Carlos.
and Carlos, Carlos tore it up. Carlos did like 3 solos. I think that's more than he did probably last time we played with, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
Probably.
Anyways, Blassie last on drums. I mean, that's another. That takes it up a notch. I mean,
No blotzer, no problem.
Yeah.
yeah, somebody's down there going, no rat without blotzer, no rat. And I'm like, pfft.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's going over so good. Oh,
Whoa.
Uh-oh. No, I was... that was me
But,
reacting to that, sorry.
they did. I mean, good set list. I mean, between him and Carlos, it was Piercy was a bet. Piercy was Piercy, and then, and I go say, oh, he was fucking fab. He sounded great. He was Piercy.
He's like Dave. You're never going to hear at the end of the show he sounded great.
No, he was Piercy.
But he's
another one that stays in his lane. He doesn't.
He did the strut.
He did the strut.
As long as you get the strut.
And he got the strut. And
But no more brass knuckles microphone.
That's worth the
No.
price of the ticket. Is the strut.
I said,
Everybody's
okay, let's go.
strut.
Strut. You did a strut. Let's go. Rock. But from what I'm hearing, Sebastian Bach on Friday night was Sebastian Bach. Again, different band, I guess. I don't know. Young band.
Who can put up with him for that long?
I didn't want to say that. Usually he has Britt Woods. He's with Jeans.
Yeah. This probably pays a little better.
Yeah,
You get yelled at for all the time.
that was M3.
Nice.
And one more thing. Last Saturday night, BC and I saw our buddy Gabe Ozzy Fritz, his the band that he's in, Rockstar Revolution, down at Cheap Shots, and I enjoyed it. They played some songs. I was like, holy fuck!
They played Bang Tango.
They played
Someone
Bang
Like
Tango,
You.
Someone Like You.
Wow.
God, what the
Saxon.
They played Saxon. They played.
Oh,
They played like 5 Poison songs.
they were heavy on the poison.
They were heavy on the Poison. God, I'm trying to think of all the songs they played because like we were like, holy shit!
Jackal. Right?
They played 2 Jackal songs.
Two Jackal.
Damn.
Saxon. Bang Tango. Anyways, I haven't seen a local band do like deep cuts like that. In a long
No,
time.
LA Guns.
LA Guns. Sex Action.
They did Dangerous but Worth the Risk. Dangerous but
yeah.
Worth the Risk.
I mean,
Wow.
Did they play Rats Round and Round?
They did not.
They did
Right,
not.
right,
Quiet
did not
Rats,
play that.
Round,
But they
Round.
played
Yeah.
Mental Health. They played Mental
They
Health.
played Mental Health, which okay.
That was all right.
It's better. Come on, feel nice. Come on.
Oh fuck yeah!
And they're going to be back in October.
They played White Snake, Cheap and Nasty.
Cheap and Nasty. What?
Damn it.
Dylan was sorry he missed that one.
Yeah. Damn.
It's okay.
Here's a song for you, Dylan. That was a good night. It was a good set, good solid set. The guy, we talked to the guys in the band a little bit. We didn't really talk to the drummer, but talked to Ozzy and singer, guitar player. Guitar player had a he does what Slash does when it comes, you play rhythm through the song, but when it comes for the solo, he has a booster. And I don't know what this guy's was. But Slash, when he does a solo, he doesn't do it, but his guitar tech does. He hits the booster, and it boosts his volume up 11%, so you can hear the solos. This guy had a pedal like that too, because some of the rhythm parts, it was like kind of hard to hear some of them, but then when the solos were like crisp, and he tore it up.
He was good. Yeah.
It was really good. It was a good song.
I follow him on Facebook, but when you see him live, it's totally different.
Nice.
It was nice. It was good to see a band do not the hits. That was the most impressive thing.
When they did "Dirty Little Mind" from Jackal, that bass part in the middle,
Oh, he was
it
right
was
on.
sounded fucking spot on.
right on.
Absolutely killer. But I just wanted to bring that one up too.
It was good.
And they're playing there again in October, so we can check them out again.
Let's get ready.
Dylan's gonna go.
I do have one more thing.
Oh yes.
Did we check out the Vinnie Vincent stuff?
Oh shit! I forgot about
on
that.
Facebook.
I heard of some Vinnie Vincent. I didn't check it out.
You go first, BB.
Yeah, he's been kind of giving little snippets, maybe like 2-3 minute videos of this box set that he's gonna release.
guitar-mageddon.
Yeah, and I thought it was new stuff, but it definitely, the way it sounds, it has to be like stuff from his vault that he's just pulling out and playing, and everybody thinks it's new stuff. And like, and there's no way he's fucking playing like that.
Now
Yeah. But it's good. It's really good stuff, but I don't know.
is?
I don't. Well, some of the lyrics of a couple songs are kind of.
The lyrics are awful.
Poo,
That I couldn't read
Music.
those lyrics without just like cringing into a ball from those. And like I understand that like hard rock, like
Who's
hair
singing
metal,
Bob?
like
I think
is
so.
Sounds like Fleischman, yeah.
It's got the innuendos and like the sexually explicit stuff, but like there's let me put a log in your fireplace, and then there's what Vinnie Vincent
Rock
is
and roll
putting out.
poontang.
Yeah. Like awful lyrics.
Yeah, I was like, they sound. I mean, it was just Facebook clips for one thing, like YouTube clips for one thing, but it sounds like someone recorded it on their phone, which I'm sure whatever will be put out will hopefully be a little better.
Well, because they were like
But
recording the
it's-
computer playing it,
Yeah.
so it was like
Yeah, it looked like the playback on their console.
yeah.
But it's going to be interesting to see now that this is out. Is it another okay? This is coming and it never comes, or is it going to be this is coming and then it comes and it's going to be like $1,000 for it?
I think it's gonna be that.
You know what I mean?
Was it a gold cover?
It didn't show any covers. They just showed
just-
the console screen with it playing with the bars, sound bars, and then it had some of the lyrics underneath. Yeah, some stuff was cringeworthy. Besides that, it sounded alright, but it was literally like the solos were plucked from the first album, just that unrestrained, just fucking crazy fucking soloing. Which
That's
I don't
all you
mind.
see, and you just hear music behind it.
Okay, that's a post.
Yeah, so
That's okay.
I don't know what it's actually going to be. So
If it's gonna
another
be-
thing that'll be
There's going to
interesting.
even be anything.
That
if it's
and the
gonna
Peter
be-
Criss Hard Rock album is going to come out in the same week. We'll see which one does better.
Yeah, I guess so.
Alrighty.
I'm rooting for Peter on this album. I really am. We
The
got
people
John
that-
5 playing on it,
people
Billy
he has
Sheehan
on it.
playing on it. I mean, hey,
Oh, real quick, no. Talking about John 5. Did you see that thing I said?
I did see that.
Yeah, John 5 and
Sherman Theater, right?
Richie Cotsno.
Richie Cotsno.
I might be in for that.
That'd be different. Unless they're just going to... Because John 5 does it.
John 5's just instrumental stuff.
I was going to say, I mean,
I would check it out.
it's not far away.
I don't think it's worthy of getting the box.
No.
No, just go on the floor and
We do Wednesday 13th off the set.
Yeah, we just check it out.
Doing one of these over there going,
yes, I see what you're
He
doing.
gets done. Cotsno.
Cotsno. He'd be like,
Play with the pick, you bum.
Throw a pick. Oh, yeah, you know, Connie.
October? I think it's October.
November?
November, something like that.
In the fall.
So we got time. I don't think it'll sell out. I think
I think that-
we'll be able to go to the box office that night. And get
I think
tickets.
there'd be room there.
Yeah. I'll check it out. I would check it out, though.
Yeah, why not? Alrighty.
We'll see John 5.
November
and
14th.
November. Ooh.
Yeah, because I think the 11th they're playing down in that theater down by Casey.
Oh yeah,
On
the
Glenside.
Is it the
yeah,
Ke-
Glenside, the
Ke-
Keswick.
Keswick
Keswick.
Yeah.
Theater?
Yeah.
It's not a bad theater.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like cultural center.
All right.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, next up, what are we all listening to? Let's start off with Steve.
Okay. I really have not been listening to a lot of different stuff. I kind of laid off of the Kiss of Dynamite for a little bit, but then I went back to them today. Still enjoying them. I checked out the whole Aerosmith discography within the last 2 weeks to prep for the Two Bobs cast that I did last night with those guys. And still those last two albums, no bueno.
The Music from Another
Music from Another
Dimension.
Dimension and Just Press Play.
Just Push Play.
Yeah, we were just saying like Just Push Stop.
Trip Hop It is a great song on there though.
But like some of the stuff I forgot about, like some of the deeper tracks on like Pump and Get a Grip, I thought were good, and I forgot how much I think Permanent Vacation. Other than the movie at the end, I think is really the only like weak one on there, and it was kind of cool just going back through the Aerosmith catalog, and so and actually after we got done listening to the doing the Queen episode, I threw on Queen Live Killers too. I actually have vinyl still on the turntable, I think. That's what I got.
All right, let's go with me. I'm just deeper into the archives of the Wednesday 13 catalog. There's a lot of albums. I mean, he's been around for a little while, so he's got a lot of stuff out there.
He has a lot of other bands too that I discovered.
Four.
Yeah, like the Frankenstein Drag
Queens.
Yeah.
Bourbon something 76. There's a lot of. So I've been delving into that and hunting for vinyl for that, but like everything else, I want vinyl is
Up there.
very pricey. Very pricey. BB, what are you listening to?
I got a couple. I checked out the new Puddle of Muds album.
Go back with that.
Kiss the Machine.
Ain't he in jail again?
Was it?
I think he's in jail again.
Probably.
It wouldn't be surprising.
Wes Scanlon's been in and out of jail
He's
more
in and
times
out.
than BC's been in and out of the.
Yeah, it's one
studio.
of those albums that, that one's good. The next two are meh. Another one's, it's all right. Like, it's all over the place. But two really good, they're EPs. The band D-Raps, they released an EP. There's a 3-song EP on there. These guys kind of sound like Van Halen. And then Daughtry released an EP. There's 4 songs on there the other day. Very heavy, very surprising. This EP actually blew me away. It was that heavy. I couldn't believe it.
We did a D-Rap song on something recently, didn't we?
I
think it was good.
Yeah. That EP, like one's a old Dave sounding song, one's kind of like a Sammy sounding song, and then the other one is kind of almost like a little mixture of both, but it's more, I would say it's more their own stuff. But it's only 3 songs. It's pretty good.
At least you can say Gary Sharon.
And the third song was Gary Sharon. That was the best one ever.
Oh God! All right, Dylan, what are you listening to?
Well, you reminded me that I did check out Wednesday 13's Frankenstein Drag Queens from Planet 13, their album Viva Las Violence. Very punky. The production is very kind of like garagey, very pulled back. But still good stuff if you like Wednesday 13. I also checked out a band called Trick or Treat. They're from Italy, I believe. They put out an album called Ghosted late April. And they sound very Halloweenish at times.
I didn't get a chance to check it out.
Kind of, kind of that epic metal vibe at instances. Pretty good though. I enjoyed it. So that was a really good album. And I was feeling nostalgic today because I've been reading Mark Hoppus's memoir. So I checked out again for the millionth time Blink-182's Enema of the State. And lyrically very juvenile, but musically fantastic. Travis Barker is one of the best drummers, bar none. His drumming elevated Blink-182 to another level. All the fills that he does are just nuts. Much like Trey Cool, I think the drummer elevates the band towards more than just typical pop punk. But that's what I was listening to.
Alrighty, so there you go. We got Dylan listening to some Blink-182, the band Trick or Treat, Ghosted, and the Wednesday 13 side project Frankenstein
Drag Queens from Planet 13.
Planet 13. Oof. And BB has some D-Raps, some new Puddle of Mud, if Wes is still out of jail, and some hard rock from Daughtry.
Yeah.
I had the back catalog of Wednesday 13. Steve was some Queen, and I went blank to the next one before
Aerosmith
with
catalog, pretty much.
catalog of Aerosmith music. So that's what we're listening to. So, all right, let's get into this episode we're going to do, and we're going to start off with the first album. We're going to go with the Florida guys, Tuff Luck. Sounds like, oh no, not those guys.
No, it's just funny because they were my third one that I wrote notes on. So I'm like, oh, scroll.
I'm over at the notes. All right, so this is going way back. I have this on cassette. I did find a vinyl copy of it probably about 4 years ago. But they reissued it. Sounds a little... I like the first original recordings, I would say, of it. Came out on January 1st of 1987, so we're going back to 87. Out of Lauderdale, Florida. They were supposed to be the next big up-and-coming band. Found in the tracks of Rockscan and all these other bands that were coming out at that time from Florida. Sabotage and those bands. But they did a few mistakes and it blew up. And they have a documentary out about not making it.
Huh?
You have documentaries out there how a band came from nothing and superstardom. They got a band coming from everything down to nothing. Their drummer passed away. Something happened bad to him. That's what I'm gathering. I was searching the internet for some information on these guys, but there's not too much information out there since they never really made it big out of Florida.
Well, the documentary out. That sounds kind of cool.
I just remember reading about these in Meadow Edge, the only before computers. And I saw it, and I picked up, like I said, I played the shit out of this. It's so great, and I was so excited to find it on vinyl. And then you can get it on CD now because they're reissued it, remastered.
They gonna do another cassette?
I don't know. I only see the CD so far. Now there's a vinyl, which I don't think. But anyways, I'm going with the original. The original to me is the 8 songs.
Okay.
Because I really did delve into those others. They really give it a good yes or no. But yeah,
So we're only doing 8 of these?
8, yeah. We're going to finish up with Going Nowhere. It's just 8 song first album they had. They opened up with Tonight, right out of the gate, a rocker. Second one I really dig. This is one of my highlights. Is Take It or Leave It. Starts off with a little guitar melody that kicks in and it has the background vocals. Yeah, the classic 87 background vocals. Third track, Time Will Tell. Another groovy tune. Not too bad. I like it. But track 4 is never stand up for me. Sleaze If You Please. Very this title says it all. But it has a cool riff to it. Track 5, Stranger of the Night. Another solid rocker. 6 is Up and Down, which again I would have kind of filler, but I would have took one of those other songs and threw it in there. But that's only me. Who am I? Nobody. Track 7, Out on the Run. I just love the way that this goes throughout. And again, this guitar player, which was supposed to be the next big guitar player, but you have to watch the documentary to find out why he's not. And then this I'm saying album, but album finished up with a live track I recorded from one of the clubs to play with Going Nowhere, which I like this back in the day because it was more raw than anything else. 87 everything was getting very polished, very over the top polished, and these guys were just raw. Nothing, no thrills, just very raw, good guitar tones and stuff. So that's why I wanted to see what you guys thought of this old band. Dylan.
The thing that I love about you, BC, is that you're always managed to find like a band that on Spotify has like the one album from like the 80s or 90s and nothing else. And I'm like, okay, yep, this is definitely a BC pick. Like the album cover kind of reminds me of like the Child's Play album cover, like I'm like this is right in BC's wheelhouse. And opening up with a Smashing Pumpkins cover is fantastic. Tonight, great song. No, but that's not what they did.
Another Phil Collins one. Tonight.
I think so, yeah.
There's 3 tonight's.
Yeah.
You said.
That's
There's only two.
This band felt like a fresh breath of fresh air after another album that I had listened to it. Like I listened to this album after another one we're going to be talking about tonight, and it was a breath of fresh air for me. It felt like they felt almost like a slightly lower tier Dawkins. Like they had that feel to me, especially the guitarist had like a very George Lynch, like rockiness. Like you were saying, like you could tell that like he was kind of the showpiece of the band. But I really liked the songs. I appreciate that in the mix. You could hear that there's like the 4 members of the band. Like you could hear like the guitar, the bass, the drums, and the vocals. And like when the solo happens, you're just hearing like the bass and drums underneath it. Like I find that very refreshing because on a couple of the songs they did double up a rhythm track, and I think it was mostly the bonus tracks that they did that for. But I really liked that. One of the bonus tracks, actually, Parkside Madness, felt like a Van Halen song. Did anybody else
Yes,
see?
that 70s Van Halen feeling parts.
Yeah, like he was trying to do his best Diamond Dave, and like
some of them like it could have been from 2 or Women and Children First.
Yeah.
It's like wow.
Yeah, and like production wise, I could tell like the split, even though I didn't know the split happened. I could tell the split because like the first 8 tracks, I really liked the production. The back half, I liked the production less, but I did like the songs.
Songs are okay, but the production I agree was not as good as the first 8.
But I'll say that this was probably the surprise of the night for me. I really enjoyed this album, and I love when we get to spotlight bands that had like one album and they were gone. Like bands, yeah.
You need one album bands, you come to me.
Yeah, that's
for a reason. Full of them.
I got a whole box of them.
It's great because like it's really a hidden gem of sorts in album form of like you never heard of it. Like I remember when you were looking for that Oz album, Fire in the Brain, like never heard of that before in my life, but like you listen to that album, it's like amazing. But like obviously they had more than one album, but like kind of things like that where it's like, oh, this is not an album that's talked about at all, and finding some goodness in there. So I like this album, BC. This was a good one.
And I'm going back. I'm sorry. Vocals was Kenny Monroe. Guitar player was Dave Scott. Bass was James Marino. And drums was Todd Kelly. They spent some time in Florida. Then right before the album came out, they moved to New York, which would have took them into 88, 89. And like even they said, by the time we got to New York and really started, the music scene was starting to... The change was on, the tidal wave was coming in.
Yeah.
So they blamed that too. So.
Come from the West.
Those bastards.
All right, BB, what do you?
Yeah, this is a really good album. I never heard of these guys. Musically phenomenal. Sometimes the vocalist, I wish he would go a little bit out there, maybe like get a little.
Go for it a little more.
Something, yeah. There's sometimes like, oh man, it just seems like you're holding back so much. Opens up with Tonight, fast tempo rocker. The band gang vocals, the harmonies, whatever you want to call them, really surprised me on this whole album, especially the choruses, first one, and then the shredding solo. The guitarist is unbelievable on this. Song number 2. Take It or Leave It, another great rocker, some good drum sounds in that one, more band harmonies, another which surprised me again. Song number 3, Time Will Tell. This had like a little glam sprinkle in there to me. I think it was like a cool glam rocker tune. Another great solo, almost like a little vocal distortion at the chorus in this one. Heavy band vocals and parts. This was one of my favorite ones. Song number 4, Sleaze If You Please. Vocals are a little low in this one. I think this is the song I wish he tried to go for it, as Steve said. More great drum sound, another killer solo. Song number 5, Stranger of the Night. Love the music in this one. Some parts of the vocals lose me once again. It's just, go for it. Seems like he's holding back. Song number 6, Up and Down. Cool sleazy sound in this one. Another fantastic solo. An amazing outro solo. Song number 7, Out on the Run. Cool call and response in parts that was different. than the rest of the songs on the album. More great drum fills in that one. And song number 8, Going Nowhere, live. It didn't sound very live-ish, but it sounded like Vain to me. It was very veiny. Vainish, veiny. I really dug this one. Dylan said there's like dual vocal parts or overdubs in that one. More great guitar work, especially for a live version. And I said it just doesn't sound live. But yeah, this is a good album. Never heard of these guys. Surprise.
All right, Steve.
BC, cheers. Happy birthday, buddy.
Is that good?
I love you, buddy. Let me drink this. All right, Tough Luck, self-title. Tonight. Crunchy guitars from the start. Double bass drums, kind of cool at the beginning there. There's like that. There's like a loose riff at the beginning that I think is kind of cool. The vocals have a weird feel, like they're not produced with the music or something. It feels like they're like someone different produced the vocals.
Maybe that's kind of what you're hearing.
The solo rips, the guitar player rips it up. Cool tempo change the second part of the solo. Rock and start. The chorus I don't like the chorus though. It's just too tonight. I don't know. I think it needed tonight, and then something. You know what I mean? Like something else.
Get down tonight.
A little more.
Get down tonight.
They need to do a little dance.
Make it
A little love. Get down tonight. Take it or leave. I wrote take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. Kind of murky start there. Mid-tempo song. It's just okay for me. The like the layered vocals on this, the production on the vocals is just not good for me so far. Like the background vocals are lifeless on this song. It's just like they're just like, okay, let's just get this done with. The solo's really good. I think the song's kind of just boring. Time will tell. The production of the song feels very muted. It doesn't feel like it's produced with the rest of the album. I'm not vibing with this guy in vocals. It might be that production thing. I don't know. We're not headed in a great direction, but I do like the solo again. The drums are good.
The drums are good.
Another boring one for me. Sleaze If You Please, back to the crunchy guitar tone. It does have a sleazy feel to it. The chorus, though, man. No. And I actually literally wrote, I like the drum sound. But like vocally, both the lead vocals and the background vocals, they just feel fucking lifeless on this album so far. Another really good solo, though. What?
No. I agree with you on the background vocals.
They're just lifeless.
Because you're listening. You got to hear the original.
It sounds like we're singing it in here, and they're doing them in 2 rooms away.
There was like one song that I thought the background vocals were really good for, but like the rest of them, they didn't feel like they were trying.
Yeah.
Listen to this, the new remaster, or whatever you want to call it. The thing that stood out the worst is the background vocals. I'm like,
Stranger in the Night. This has a very loudness feel to me. Feels like that this could be like right off of like Thunder in the East or whatever the next one was. Like for the riff. But I actually prefer the loudness singer.
He's a good singer.
Straightforward rocking song. This one's pretty good. Fantastic. It's got like a running type solo. Is really great. Starts and then he tears it up. There's some melodic parts in there too. The bass is really slinky. Get a little cowbell in there too. No one mentioned that. I like this one. Maybe because there's no background vocals. Up and down, choppy guitars. This song is fucking cringeworthy. The chorus, just wow. Sorry. I do love you though, PC. I need to say that again. Again, the solo saves it for me. I really like the second part of the solo is freaking killer. Out on the Run. Another one with a choppy riff. Decent head bobber though. There's some call and response parts there that sound kind of dead. I literally, I hate the background vocals on the fucking album. If they did this with no background vocals, I think it would be better. Maybe we can like karaoke the background vocals out of there. Great solo. The bass underneath it is killer though. I mostly like this one. Going Nowhere. This is the live one. It sounds like it was recorded in someone's pocket. The song's good though.
It's a live bootleg.
I like the vocals much better on the live version though. I think that maybe I would because he's singing with the band. I think that's the difference there. You know what I mean? It feels like his vocals throughout the rest of this I'm sure they're plugged in, like not recorded live, but it really feels like that. But like hearing this live when he's actually singing when the band is actually playing, I think it's really good. Kick-ass solo, little ride cymbal in there is great. And I'm on the 8th song, and it gives me hope because I thought we were doing the whole album.
And
The one song you were talking about, the Parkside Madness, the one that what do I have down there? It's kind of catchy. I'm not a lyric guy, but the B-52s flying in the sky. I don't think I've ever heard that in a song.
well, they had to harken to Light Up the Sky.
I guess. But I thought the solo in this one was very Vito Bratta like maybe like plucked from like a White Lion album, and that's good. Ripping leads in that one though, I just the background vocals just killed it for me though. It's decent.
I'm going to give you the vinyl.
I would have to hear it. It would have to be fucking great on vinyl.
Well, maybe it's like the Holy Diver.
Yeah, you got to hear the original.
mix.
This reissue, the background vocals.
Is it?
Even I was like,
I mean, it's on streaming too, so you know.
No, but I mean, it's been compared to the original, and not that saying, oh, that's so much better, but it's just the background vocals. It's funny you mentioned about production and mixing all shit because I was listening to a little interview with that Dave Scott like 9 years ago and talking about why it went wrong back in the day. And they met some, and I can't think of the name right now on top of my to save my life. Some producer who wanted to say, "Hey, I like your band. I want to produce you guys." And these guys, being back in that day kids, thought it was just some guy that liked the band. Yeah. Later they found out he is a well-known producer.
Like a big producer.
Yeah, which probably might have...
Probably Michael Wagner or something like
No,
that. Not that big.
I would have remembered the Michael Wagner. It was the name. I didn't... But he goes, no, looking back now...
Probably should have.
His name was Quincy Jones.
It was okay.
Quincy Jones!
It was all right. There was just the vocally, it killed me. The guitar player, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Musically, it was really good. Just like... vocally,
I mean,
especially the background vocals. They were just fucking absolutely lifeless.
I don't like the way they're... it was like... you know?
Yeah, it was just like
flat.
monotone. It was.
And that's
It
not like
almost
an
felt like a placeholder track. Like it's like, okay, here's kind of what the general tone is going to be.
And then we'll come back to it.
And then we'll come back, yeah.
Yeah, and we just didn't come back to it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, my second one, Vic, is going to be... I'm going to go to Chris Caffery with the Jester's Court. You don't like this, right?
He just looked right at me when you mentioned Chris Caffery.
Oh, this might be the one. This album is much longer than I thought it would be. I'm listening to it going,
I thought he was going to say, I thought this album was going to be much better than I thought it was going to be.
Why couldn't this one be 8 songs long?
We could have cut this one in half.
All right, Chris Cafferty, the Jester's Court. I've always liked his solo stuff. I mean, it's not mind-blowing vocally, I would say, but it fits the music he does. This came out July 27th of 2018. I mean, to me, he's such an underrated guitar player. You never really hear people talk about him. Most of the songs I believe are written pretty good. I find this album full of great riffs and solos. The vocals fits the songs perfectly. With this collection of 12 tracks, I think 3 could have been taken down. I think Tishy is some of them.
Brian Tishy plays on something?
No, he has... I try to... We'll touch it.
Okay, all right. Sorry.
But out of these tracks, you find some songs are catchy, heavy. Even the one song even has a country feel to it. I would drop... There's 3 songs, in my opinion. I want to see if you guys hit the same songs. 3 weaker songs on this album. If this song was a 9-album song, it would be really better, in my opinion. Because you get something going, and it seems it just kills it. Some standouts to me were Upon the Knee, Inside of My Heart, and I like the Luna Major. It's the instrumental, which definitely his cup of tea. But as far as people on the album, I searched up and down trying to find actual. I know he does a lot, everything himself, but I heard Brian Tishy's on some of the stuff. He does use drum machines sometimes. He does play the guitars, the bass. He does a lot from his house up in Orange County.
I say he don't live too far from here.
He's not too far from here.
So we see him in a lot of shows.
Exactly, but I've always I mean, he has like 9 solo albums.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that until I dug into it. I'm like, wow, he's been putting them out kind of religiously.
I know 2 other ones.
All right, BB, what do you think about this album?
BC.
I know
Happy birthday.
I know it's a little long.
BC, you know I love you, right? All right.
You don't like music, man?
Chris Caffery, The Jester's Court. BC, did I tell you that I fucking love you? I really fucking love you, man. All right? Chris Caffery, The Jester's Court.
Let's do it again.
BC. I can do it one more time. I'll do
I still love you.
I still fucking love you, even though you picked this.
Okay, who's up next?
All right, Steve.
Oh, all right. Upon the Knee. All right. Great guitar sound. Of course, you're getting it from Chris Cafferty. The double bass drums are really, really cool. The vocals are all right. The Moaning Monks at the 1 minute mark, at the 1 minute mark left in the song just has to go. It's kind of weird. Song number 2, 1989. This song just really showcases Chris's ability just to fucking shred in my ears. Some of the guitar parts are just fucking mind-blowing. The rest of the song is meh. Song number 3, Lost Tonight. If this was a Kiss song, it would be on The Elder. Okay? And then I didn't know if you guys were into this. I go, is this a momentum killer? But the fucking solo is just absolutely sick bananas in this one. Song number 4, Magic Man. I feel so fucking sorry for the band because the music is just kick-ass and the vocals are just ass.
Yeah, write that down.
Okay.
Music is kick-ass and the vocals are I like that.
Song number 5, Protect My Soul. Okay, now I get it. The Jester's Court. This is just one big fucking joke. A jaunty piano in a bar music in a bar room musical with killer guitars. That's what I get from that song. That may be the country one you're talking about. I got like a bar room musical feel. Yeah. Song number 6, Inside My Heart. This one's got a little rock to it. This one's a better one on the albums. The vocals kind of fit the music a little bit better than the rest of them so far. Song number 7, Lunar Major, like you said, killer instrumental. I think if this album was just instrumental, it'd be absolutely fucking mind blowing. Song number 8, Watch. Good rockin' tune, good little solo in there, good little outro solo. I kind of like that one. Song number 9, The Feeling of a White Lie. This kind of like a little spooky rocker niche to it, with a little spooky background vocals. Even like the piano had like a kind of horror run to it at the end, which was kind of different than some of the rest of the stuff. Song number 10, Checkmate. What the fuck is this? A medieval duel to the death that turns into hobos singing on a train. I don't know, BC. That's what I got. Did I tell you that I loved you? Song number 11, The Jester's Court. This song may be the closest thing to a Sabotage song on this whole album. That one kind of had a little bit of rockerness to it. And then song number 12, Baby You and I. And then I'm like, holy fuck, there's actually singing on this song with a little bit of harmony. But it doesn't fit the album. I don't even know what to say, BC. I beat I Love You to the death, so I don't even know what to say anymore.
All right. Steve.
Happy birthday, BC. Love you, buddy. How old are you? Okay. All right. I just want to set the record straight right now. It's Chris Caffery.
Yeah,
Caffery.
Caffery.
Chris Caffery.
There's no
What did
T.
I say?
Caffery.
Everyone's saying Caffery.
Caffery.
It's
Yes,
not
Caffery.
John Cafferty in the Beaver Brown Band.
It's Caffery.
Chris Caffery. Okay.
Is there a T in his name?
There's
no T.
There's
I
no
even
T.
wrote a T.
There's
Yeah,
no T.
No T.
Okay.
E-R-Y.
No
But you're gonna
tea.
spill
Only
the
beer.
tea right
Only
now
beer.
about
All right.
this album.
Ugh.
Jester's Court. Upon the knee. Happy birthday, BC. The guitar fades in. There's some like deep, like we get a little deep, like spoken word shit, like right off the bat here. Some cool ride cymbal in the beginning there. The gruff vocals. I just want to say I really like the production on this album. I don't know if Chris produced it himself. I don't know, but the production is really really good. Very Sabotage like, cool double bass drumming on the beginning there. Cool keyboard part that leads to the solo. There's some like deep moaning for some melodic guitar lines, and then back to the vocals. Really heavy start. In 1989, this one I've heard before. I've heard this album before, but I remember the title of this song.
Because it's
A little slower double bass drumming on this one. Layered vocals for the chorus. There's some vocal swells in this one. The soloing is just killer. But then there's a dual guitar and keyboard part that is fucking absolutely fantastic. Great mix of that goes back and forth, and it goes back into the vocals. I'm not a fan vocally of this album thus far, and but musically it's fucking killer, absolutely killer. Lost Tonight, intense lead started out. There's some dramatic like keyboards in there, some plotting drums, some more like vocal swells in there. The vocals are killing me at this point. I would love, just picture this album with like Ripper Owens singing on it. I think that would be like fucking absolutely killer. Or Ronnie Romero, someone like that, like singing on this one. And trust me, I respect anybody that puts anything out there, that plays any kind of music, can write music, but like swallow your pride, get someone else to fucking sing. You know? I love Chris. He's a super nice guy. I met him a bunch of times. Extremely talented. You know, and it's the vocals are like John Oliva Sabotage like, but they're not John. You know what I mean? They're just down from that. Solo rips in this one, like then back to the Horde vocals at the end. Magic Man, a little more spoken word. Come to me, Magic Man, in the beginning there. Layered leads start off. You okay, Dylan? I don't mind the vocals too much on this one because they're like sung in a regular register. The chorus kind of sucks on this one. Maybe it's an attempt at the melodies. I don't know. I love the drum sound on this album, whether they be Brian Tishy or out of whatever computer program I was using. I don't know. Protect My Soul. This is the one that's got that country feel to it. And he sings good when he sings normally. I mean, I think the vocals are not bad in this one. He just kind of sings at a, not the, like just a regular, like a sing. Song kind of goes a little gospel in this one. But I find myself kind of bobbing my head to this one. Solo's great in it. There's a cool deeper part into the solo, but then like he just fucking shreds on this one at the end. So I think that totally saves it. Definitely worth the listen on that one. Inside My Heart, up-tempo rocker. Good pace to this one. The vocals fit this one though. I don't mind the vocals at all in this song. Tons of layered vocals in that. Maybe that's why. Maybe they're layered just enough to, I don't know, and maybe different keys or something. I don't know. Cool lead guitar and drum part before the solo takes off. Great. Lunar Major, fantastic instrumental. Killer. Just absolutely killer. Watch. More spoken word at the beginning. It's got like a spooky feel to it. Now I'm back to not liking the vocals again. I do like the background vocals on the chorus on this one. The spooky keyboards are cool. The solo's got that like stuttering feel to it, then it rips. It's a shorter one, but it shreds. The outro shreds on this friggin' song. Feeling Little White Lie, weird spacey synths and some soft piano at the beginning. Takes like just under a minute for it to get going. Some call and response in the vocals that are just way too much. Has way too much layering on it. This one's a no for me, even though the solo rips. Checkmate. Yeah, more spoken word in the crowd, with the crowd cheering and jeering, and goes this bluegrass finger picking moaning thing. Really weird. Jester's Court. Heavy riff. I needed it after that last one. I did. I was like, vocals are tolerable here again. Picks up speed. Good chug in the middle. We even get a little maiden-like gallop in this one, I think, which I think is kind of cool. I do like the vocals at the end. They fit this type of song perfectly. They should have just stopped right here. Baby, You and I, soft vocals. The vocals are good because they're not the stuff. Some piano. This, with all the heaviness and the gruff vocals and stuff, I think that this song, if they were going to keep this on the album, put it in the middle of the album somewhere. Put it like maybe track 6 or something like that, just to kind of give the album a little breathing room, give it a little, give you a chance to just kind of cleanse your palate. It's okay, but it ends the album with a thud. But like, God, I really wish that like he just got someone to sing on this album, because the musically it's absolutely friggin' killer. And it could have been like a 10-song album, truthfully, I think, and it would have been good. But like, they can put as much music on something now as they want. You know what I mean? You're not limited to what's on what you can fit on a CD, what you can fit on an album. Because look at me, hey, fuck it, we're gonna make an album. What it's gonna be? It's gonna be triple vinyl. All right, studio. Who gives a fuck, right? But like back in when you were limited to, you know, what you could fit on a CD, you started getting longer stuff. Like albums were like 45, 50 minutes tops. And then when CDs came out, you're moving it to an hour. And then when they advanced CDs, then they're 80. You know what I mean? So they just kept going more. And I think a lot of times that less is more on a lot of these albums. Like, I think they just kind of just like throw everything, including the kitchen sink, in there. And
look, I got 12 songs.
But I mean, and there is the thing too that, so like, say there's 14 songs on this album, like, you may really hate track 3. I love it. It's my favorite song on the album. So you get into that kind of thing, but if it's not there, you're not going to fucking miss it. Put it on a Japanese bonus track, because they get every fucking bonus track anyways.
Chaps. You're not going to get out. All right. Dylan.
Yeah, BC, I don't think I love you anymore. No, I'm just
Love will
joking.
return.
One day, not today.
So when you were talking about how like Chris's vocals were very like John Oliva light, it kind of reminded me, and I think this album is the worst offender of like Brother Dario trying to do Zakk Wylde like vocals for Dark Chapel, which I don't mind his like I think his vocals are the weakest part of that album, but I still find them like listenable, like they're fine. But with this, it's like I don't know if I like John Oliva's vocals to begin with, and having somebody like trying to do a John Oliva like vocal is not helping the case for me. The guitars are great. I mean, the solos are fantastic. I like the album when it's rocking, but there's so many like sloggy parts, like especially in Lost Tonight. Like, it's such a long sloggy song to get to some really great soloing, but like the fact that I had to sit and listen to the vocals and not vibe with it. And you were saying that you like the production. I don't think I do, because it sounds like a 90s album, but it came out in 2018. And like the drums, when you mentioned drum machines, that made a lot of sense for me, because the drums feel so pulled back, like they don't feel impactful at all. And I think that would have really helped the album out quite a bit if like the drums had a punch to it. And like I was like, especially in the title track, like I was really feeling the lack of like a really solid drum sound that would have propelled me to like actually like this album. Protect My Soul at least had the jaunty piano. It should have been on a different album and sung by somebody else, but it had good jaunty piano. My favorite track, of course, was Lunar Major, because it was an instrumental. I wish the whole album was instrumental. And I just like... the vocals just would immediately make me like stop wanting to pay attention to the song, because I was just like tuning right out. And I like all kinds of vocalists, but like there's just something about these vocals that it wasn't it for me. Checkmate, Why Do We Need a Skit Song? It seems like maybe he came into this album and wanted to do a concept album, but then ran out of ideas outside of the skit and the title track, and then it's like, okay, I'll put it towards the end because I have the idea and I'll just put it on, and I don't like that. This feels like a Nightmare Fuel album in both good and bad ways, where like there's one track where it does feel like a very like I woke up at 3 a.m. and Little Steven's Underground Garage is playing this song and scaring the crap out of me when I'm like 6 years old. This was tough for me. This was a very, very tough album for me to listen to, mostly because of the vocals. But the guitar work is fantastic. Like, if this was just an instrumental album, or if we got a different vocalist, I think I would be singing a different tune. But this was a rough listen for me, unfortunately. And it's just is cementing that I am not a Sabotage fan.
All right. Oh, I can see the reactions of what I thought it would be. I mean, vocally, I agree. To me, I listen to music, I hear the music.
Yeah.
And I have a great thing to block out the vocals if they're not good.
If I didn't have to listen to the vocals on it, I would have breezed right through this.
Musically.
But like listening to it like this for here, that's different for me just throwing it out there.
Just throw it on. I throw it on, I hear the music. Like, there's a few songs that I agree with you guys there. Could be, in some parts are a little weird, but let's not take away from
it's the Jester's Court thing is weird because like it's not like a concept album, right?
It's a concept album for 2 songs.
Right? So like I don't know, like why do you name the album that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not a running theme through the album, and it's at the end of the fucking album.
That's
too.
what
You know, it's odd. It's odd.
All right.
There's a much better
I would love to like hear just a mix of the solos on this album. That'd be fucking killer.
Yeah.
Well, he has a studio at his house. He just plays like the music parts and stuff.
Right.
And it's like, again, I can see where you are with have somebody saying.
Give Ripper a call.
Ripper, come on, Ripper. All right, that was my first 2 birthday albums. I got a few broken ribs here, but we'll continue on.
We're gonna go to our neutral corners.
We're gonna go to our gem song this week, and I'm throwing out some more Wednesday 13 love with the last song off his new album with the song Sick and Violent, which is the way I've been feeling the last 2 weeks. So this song is very fitting. Check it out, people.
Jester's Court would have been much better if Wednesday 13 was singing.
That'd be cool too.
Yeah, that'd be different. All right, that was Wednesday's 13 with The Sick and Violent.
You're more violent than sick, though, right?
I don't know. It's a combination of this.
Should be violent, sick, and tired.
Violent and mentally sick, because
Okay.
my mind's been going over the place lately. That's for another episode. All right. So that takes us to album number 3. We're going to go with The Bites with The Squeeze from 2023. Here's a band I knew very little about until we saw them on the cruise. Vocals is Jordan Tyler. Guitar is Dustin Kuhn and Joni Richer. They're a 4-piece when we saw them. Album, they're 5.
Okay.
So I don't know if there was something, or some guy couldn't be there, or they're down to a 4-piece. I don't know that. Bass player is Zach Currier. Drums is Mark Highlander. Like I said, we discovered these guys on a cruise. I picked this album because to me it's just fun lyrics, fun, nothing mind blowing, just straight ahead rock and roll. Jordan is very fun frontman. I thought maybe he's drinking too much tonight. I don't know, but the whole album to me is very catchy, very enjoyable to just throw on and rock out. The song listings on this album are Knocking on the Door, Pretty Boys, Brady Mars, Love Affair, Heather Leather, Wild Animals. 6 is Bad. 7, Squeeze. 8, Good Love. 9, Cold Clean Lady. 10, Do Me a Favor. And they finish off the album with Dirty City. Like I said, nothing great, nothing mind blowing here. Just very fun rock, as I would call it. And standouts to me off this album, just off the top of my head, would be Knocking on the Door, Heather Leather, Do Me a Favor. A lot of these songs come off live. I think they are better live. I always say music is better live than recorded. So I'm going to say, Steve, what do you have about this?
Okay. This came out in 2023. How the fuck did I miss this album in 2023? I don't know how the fuck I missed this one. It was on Brad's list.
I remember seeing the album cover.
And I remember him talking about it. And it was one that I just never got to. And I was like, oh, they're Bites. They're on the cruise. And then that was the... we saw them on the last day of the cruise. That was after we went to see them after we went to see Vixen. And I had to go for a little pit stop after that. Gather myself. Grands is like talking to me in BC, like, come on, I want to go see the Bites. Let's come with me. So I'm like, all right. So we went. So I was just getting the engine fired back up, and so I'm like, okay. So and it was a small club. The club is probably as big as this. Not even as big as half the downstairs of this house.
Yeah, is it this room?
Not the room. No, not that small.
No, it was small.
So like, if you went from the kitchen to the front porch and like as wide, it would probably be about the size of this place. And they brought it. We weren't right in the front. We were like maybe 2 or 3 people back, and that was the only way you were going to see the band at all because of there was no stage. They were right on floor level.
They're on the floor level.
Was this the comedy club?
Where the first comedy show was.
Where
the first comedy show was. Knocking on your door, like grinded start, some cool ringing chords, kick in. I like the vocals right out of the gate. Steady rocking song. Some hey-heys in there. You got me like right off the bat. Pretty Boys. I remember them. I think they played almost everything on here, I want to say. I remember Pretty Boys. Stark Rift starts. Got some cool like hi-hat stuff going on in the beginning there. Another up-tempo rocker. I'm loving the vocals. The chorus is fun. There's some keyboard accents in here, which we didn't get live, which is totally fine. The lead fills are ripping. Song was awesome live. Kick-ass solo. And even on the studio, the keyboards give this a little more fun too. I think the keyboards fit great, but we didn't get them live, which was fine because it was kind of different once I heard this.
There's no room for keyboards.
I like this is one of the few bands like in recent history that I've seen them live before I've heard any studio stuff from them at all. Love Affair, great one, very AC/DC like start. This song could literally be plucked from Powerage. Really digging the vocals, catchy pre-chorus, melodic chorus, some great bass runs there, excellent short solo, killer song. Heather Leather, this song is fucking fantastic. A little crunchier on the guitar's tone, ramps up really good, lead fills all over the place, cool drum parts. These guys are kicking ass. I love the chorus in that one. Wild Animal, Heavy Stomper. I like this one, but not as much as the rest. Bad starts out. It sounds like a pop song at the beginning. Then it gets somewhat heavier. It goes on. Another good one. Fantastic solo. Squeeze. Title track. Fast stomping thing. It's got a great, that song, Do You Want to Be My Girl? I don't even know.
Are you going to be my girl?
Who sings that?
Jet.
Yeah, that's what this song sounds. That's what this song reminds me
That's
of.
exactly what I have.
Yeah.
But I wrote Lit.
Okay.
No, it's Jet. Lit did my number 7.
Yeah, the yeah-yeahs are back. The killer solo is great. Good Love, head-bobbing one. Excellent rock and roll type solo. Cold Clean Lady. We get some cowbell in this one, kids. Cool riff, thumping bass on this one. I love the chorus on this one. So singable. Upper paced feel to it. Fantastic build for the solo that rips. Killer leads. Awesome song. Awesome. Do Me a Favor. Another AC/DC type riff that starts off. It's got some slinky vocals in it that I think are kind of little Bon Scott-esque. I love the pace of this one. This song fucking rocks, though. This song is awesome. Great fast picking solo. There's slinky bass. He talks about the band members in this song because I remember they did this one night because that's how we kind of introed the band during this song. Dirty City. This was one of the last songs they did too. Solo vocals started out. Good stop and start there in this thing. I like the. It's got like a short back and forth riff in there that's very cool. There's like a radio report thing in the middle of this one. It goes into an absolutely ripping solo. It's a little short, but this is a fucking great album. Happy birthday, BC.
Yeah,
BC. Happy birthday. All right.
Yeah.
And I do love you for picking this one. This one's great. Like I said, I don't know how the hell I missed this album in 2023, but it was great. And it was just so cool that it was one of the few bands, like I said before, that I saw live before I heard any of their studio stuff. You know what I mean? And then it's like, oh shit, I remember that one. Ooh, I remember that one. I remember that one. But like, it was one of those albums too where like, oh man, it was so much better live. I mean, these are great and they were better live, but they weren't like exponentially better live. You know what I mean? They still had that feel. Killer.
But everything's better.
And I just want to say to anybody that's out there, if you have not heard this album, you're a fan of a bands like the Struts. This is they could be like brother bands.
All right. Thank you. Dylan.
Yeah, this is a really solid rock and roll album. I really enjoy it. I think the guitars are fantastic. The singer like works really well with the band. Like it's a kind of a match made in heaven. Like everything's kind of firing on the right cylinders, and everybody's kind of in the same in the same room, to kind of quote what you were saying with the first album. But I really like the energy of this album. I think the only two things that I have that I don't quite vibe with the album are that I didn't like some of the choruses. I thought they were a little annoying, but that's just a personal thing. Like I like the instrumentation, I like the singing. It's just like, I don't know, maybe the lyrics weren't vibing with me. And the song Do Me a Favor, really great song. Really enjoyed it. But I would do him a favor if he would say what the fucking favor was. He never says what the favor is. He just keeps saying, do me a favor, do me a favor. Would you do me a favor?
He's pointing down.
But this is an audio medium. We never find out what the favor is. I know what it is, but
it's inferred.
Do me a favor. Yeah.
BC, do me a favor.
Move on.
Do me a favor, BC.
I get it, but like I like the band musically very much. I think this is a really tight band. Definitely, like I would listen to another album from them. I enjoyed it. Some stuff was like not to like my personal taste in terms of like lyrics and like the choruses kind of vibes, but everything else I very much enjoyed. So this was a good one.
All right, BB, take us.
Alrighty, The Bites with Squeeze. Yeah, I downloaded this because you guys saw them, like Steve said, the last night. I don't remember what I saw in this spot, I'll have to go through like my pictures.
I think you guys stayed for Nerd Halen for the rest of Nerd Halen.
Yeah, we left Nerd Halen to go to this. Right? Yeah,
I was all in. I was all in for Nerd Halen.
Yeah, you stayed there.
But you guys praised these guys, so I downloaded this and I listened to it on the plane on the way home, and I can feel the energy, that you guys were kind of describing. These guys playing live, kind of coming through in these songs at certain parts. I'm like, boy, that's probably a good song live. That's probably a good song live. This is just a fun rocking album. Starts off with Knocking on the Door, a good rocking opener, nice loud drum sounds, rocking killer guitar parts, great way to open the album. Pretty Boys, more great guitar work, has a 70s vibe to it, some cool time changes in there, a little bit of keyboard. Song number 3, Love Affair, great band harmonies in this one, more killer guitar work, great song. Song number 4, Heather Leather, super catchy tune. You got the drum and clapping parts in there, which are super cool. Another killer guitar solo, great song. Song number 5, Wild Animal. The drums in this one are just super crisp and out front. More great guitar work. The vocalist is amazing. Song 6, Bad Bad. This song has a nice build to it. A little bit more mid-tempo into like a straight rocker at the end. Song number 7, Squeeze. This reminds, like Steve said, everybody else reminds me of Jet. Are You Gonna Be My Girl? Song number 8, Good Love. This has like early Ace guitar tone sounds in this one to me. Another good one. Song number 9, Cold Clean Lady. Great rock and tempo. What I liked about this one, the solo was a little bit longer than the rest of the songs on the album. Song number 10, Do Me a Favor. Faster, upbeat rocker, crisp drums. Some really cool stop and start parts. And close out the album with song 11, Dirty City. Great gang vocals. Like Steve said, there's a cool FM radio traffic report in there. And it just goes into a fucking killer solo. This is a great album.
All right.
Phew! Right, BC? All right.
I didn't get beat up too much that time.
He's on the road to recovery.
On the road to recovery, but can I finish off recovery? I don't know. All right. Let's finish off this episode with, it's going to be the live album from my picks with the band Babylon A.D. with, I guess you would say, 25.
Yep.
This came out March 14th of 2015. I've been following these guys since 89, 90. We caught them only once live, which...
And it was the only time we had a chance to see them live. Like they never played anywhere else.
They're not
and
big.
It was that sleazy, slimy Sunday, right?
Yeah, and they came out and they just tore it the fuck up. So I picked this out because to me it's such a live recorded live. There's no dubbing this up. I don't think no polish. Just fucking there it is. And Derek Davis, his vocals, they're distinctive. As soon as it comes on, you're like, Babylon A.D. stands out in the sea of the bands that are out there. This is I would say greatest hits, but pretty much a lot of songs they're known for on this album. And then they finished the album off with 2 cover songs, "Rock the Nations," Montrose, and "Lights Out," UFO. But I musically, you can hear the hi-hat. And to me, I just love. I go to live music because the drums always sound way better than any recording when it's live. And you got good drums live, you got me. But it's 11 songs, 2 covers. I totally dig this. I could throw this on and just crank it right. Standouts to me would be Back to Babylon, Shot of Love I Love, and of course probably their biggest hit. One of their 2 biggest hits were Kid Goes Wild, which is what they're known for back in the day. So this is an old band, so let's go with Dylan.
Yeah, I think this is probably my favorite production tonight. I agree. It feels live. I love how the live bass has like a nice twang to it. The drums sound great. The only issue I have with the production, and I'm sure my dad's also going to bring it up, the fade outs. The fade outs at the end of the song, fade outs should not happen on a live. Like, even if like you are doing like from different shows, it's so easy to just have the crowd just go into the next song. Like, it takes no effort. I can do it super easily. Just like that little effort to like make it like a full cohesive thing instead of just like fade down and fade up for the next one, fade down and fade up for the next one. I think it's a really well-paced album. Like, I think that the songs placements are fantastic. I like ending with the 2 covers. I hate that they named it Lights Out London. It's Lights Out. But it's a great cover. And, I mean, the original stuff is rocking, too. Like, I've heard, Babylon A.D. I've heard the hits, Bang Go the Bells and, stuff like that. But I haven't dove into them deeply, but this was a really great kind of showcase for them that makes me want to listen to them more. So this was a fantastic live pick. This is kind of like what you look for in a live album, like for a band that might not be like, obviously this is kind of like an anniversary album of sorts, when it's live at 25 kind of thing. So it's really cool to have like a nice, it doesn't overstay its welcome, because some live albums can go real long if you wanted to, because 25 years, you probably have a ton of songs you can go into, but I think it was just the right length for this album, for me at least. And everybody sounded great. Like, the band was performing very, very well. They're produced great. Yeah, I really enjoyed this live album. This was a very good one to see. So these last 2 albums kept the side up.
Kept me from getting beat up. All right, BB.
Way to get the AED out. We'll give you a little shock. Yeah, Babylon A.D. Live at 25. This is a great album. Like you said, it's live and it's raw. I love, there's certain parts, they're probably in my description. You get the feedback. A lot of bands nowadays, that there's like a feedback in a song, they'll record it the next night, and throw it on the album. Oh, it was all from this night. It's just a cool part of being live, being raw. And when I heard a couple of them, like that's kind of cool. Opens up with Back to Babylon. Perfect song to open the album, just for the title. You're back. You're back 25 years. Back to Babylon. The band sounds great. Big band gang vocals in there. Big musical outro, which is great. Song number 2, Hammer Swings Down. This is just a great rocker. The crowd's into it. Nice shredding in this one. Great song off their first album. Song number 3, Shot of Love. Killer melodic rocker. Great vocals in this one. More really big band harmonies. Derek's scream towards the end is just so good. A Sinking in the Sand, another great rocker. Song number 5, Bang Go the Bell. This is the big fan favorite. It comes over very good live. Song number 6, Marianne. I think the band right now is just chugging. They're into it. Great rocking song. Cool parts in there. It kind of speeds up, like a little bit different than the album version. Song number 7, Bad Blood. Great toe tapper. Great band vocals in there. The drums are loud, crisp, and out front. Really, really good. Song number 8, Love Blind. This is a song you get a little feedback in there, so you know it's live. Another great rocker. This is a great song to do live. More band harmonies in this one. Song number 9, Sally Dance. Starts off a little acoustically, turns into a killer rocker towards the end. Song number 10, Desperate. I love this song. This is probably my favorite song of the night. I love that slower rocker, and it just kind of takes off. Song number 11, Kid Goes Wild. This is another one of their big hits. And then you got your Rock the Nations from Montrose and Lights Out in London. 2 great covers. I think they do the covers, justice. They don't really turn it into their own. They kind of keep it to what everybody's used to. But I love this album. I listened to this right around the time they released their album last year. I kind of did a little deep dive into these guys, and I listened to this album. I really like this one, and it stays true to their history a little bit, but a lot of the songs are taken from that first album, which I really appreciate. So yeah, this is a good one.
All right, Steve.
Happy birthday, BC.
Oh boy.
Okay. Babylon A.D. We did see these guys live. Got to see them once. Like I said, they've never played anywhere where we would have even been able to see them. So I'm glad we did get to see them. They kicked ass live. This album, the production's great on it. They kick it off with Back to Babylon. Not exactly a rocking start, but I get why they do it. You know, we're Babylon A.D. or Back to Babylon, whatever. I like the vocals. Cool whammy bar shit at the beginning. At the beginning of the solo, decent start, and literally a fade out. Come on. At least, I want to say, at least it's not like the Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons live album where it fades out while the music's still fucking playing. At least they wait till the song's finished.
This isn't a radio, this is a live show.
And like Dylan said, like how hard is it to do that? You know what I mean? Just, I don't give a shit if it's all different shows. Just make it seem like it's a show. Hammer swings down. You can turn on Hair Nation at any given time, and the song will be on there. Always a cool song to hear, though. Choppy guitars are good. I love the drum sound on this album so far. The vocals are in a couple songs are a little bit low in the mix, I think, though. Gang vocals are really good. Rockin' version. I'm just gonna say, like, every song fucking fades out on this album. Shot of Love, clean guitar start, some softer vocals, picks up mid-tempo for a mid-tempo type song. This one's not good. The solo rips it up pretty good. Not one of my favorites, but it's not bad. Sinking in the Sand, heavy loose riff with a kick in, slows down for the verses, picks back up, one of those BB roller coaster songs kind of. Song rocks though. There's a riff that's between the chorus and the verses that is absolutely killer. So you might want to check that out. That kind of stopped me in my tracks. Bang Goes the Bell, another song you could flip on Hair Nation and it may be playing right now as we speak. I don't know. Great rocking groove to it. Song's awesome. Leads rip at the end. Absolutely. There's Guy Tear. What's this guy's name? Tears it up, whoever he is. And Marianne. This one I've heard before too. Fast parts right before the dual solo is really cool. Ripping solo at the end. Like he does like some cool wah pedal leads that are really fantastic in there. Bad Blood, good groove to it. Another kick-ass wah pedal solo. I love it. I love when they do the wah pedal. Wah pedal and talk box are fucking killer. Love Blind. Actually, in Bad Blood, you even get some cowbell, baby. Love Blind, some crunchy guitars. The production feels different on this one, so this is, I think, an outlier of a song from a different show somewhere. The bass stump's pretty good on this one. There's a great riff under the solo. Good tune. Sally danced, busting out the acoustic guitar on this one. A little bluesy feel to it, some slide guitar in there. Tempo picks up a little bit. Then it goes electric, just maybe about a minute 45. I love this one. The solo rocks in this one. The drum fills are great. The solo rips in this one. In this one, I was like, okay, this is okay. But then like that kick in and this song is just absolutely fantastic. Desperate, another acoustic start with some cool leads in there. Somewhat of a ballad. The solo's pretty melodic. Good song. It's solid. Kid Goes Wild. This one I've heard before too. Crunchy guitar start, back to the rocking, good head bobber. The vocals are a little low in the mix again, I thought, on this song. This is maybe the same show for some of these songs. The vocals are low in the mix, I'm thinking. Another one that I knew, some more cowbell in this one, fantastic solo. Killer leads at the end. Song absolutely rips. I'm not sure why they put these covers on there. Rock the Nation, the Montrose song. I never really liked that to begin with, so it didn't do anything for me. And Lights Out, they have it as Lights Out in London on there, but it's just Lights Out UFO cover. It's okay. It's just overdone. It's overdone. I don't think they needed to do that. They could have ended this album with Kid Goes Wild, and it would have been absolutely perfect for me. So, and I didn't do any notes on the covers because I don't give a shit about them. They're decent versions, but like I don't need to hear any band, even Montrose or UFO, do these two songs.
So you would be going to the car for this encore?
Well, I wouldn't know. I don't even know if they played covers when we saw. I don't think they did when we saw them. I don't know. I don't remember. But
yeah, I'm sure this isn't continuous live.
What year was this recorded?
2015, I think you said.
15.
That may have been around when we saw them.
It was released in 15.
So if it was recorded like around
Celebrating
then,
their 25 years of recording and performing together.
that may be right around when we saw them.
They played on the 2015 Masters Rock Cruise, along with Bay Area favorites YT, Tesla, Night Ranger. It doesn't really give the updated
Right.
band.
So, but I mean, this is
at that time.
right around probably when we saw them, though. I'm not saying that the songs are from the show we were at because there's no way it was, but like it's got to be close.
You would have heard.
You would have heard BC. You would have heard BC go. Pfft.
Babylon A.D.
So yeah, good pick, solid pick. I like this one, and I never heard this. I never listened to this before.
They have 2 or 3 live albums.
Yeah, they have a couple.
I enjoyed it.
But I listened to this one day. I'm like,
Soloing is killer on it. Killer. Just the fade outs. Come on, dudes.
Yeah,
really?
fade outs are-
You're not trying.
time to make it there. Alrighty. All right. So that was my 4 birthday albums. But I got beat up there in the beginning. So if you guys had to rank these albums, what would they be? BB.
All right.
Oh, no.
I'm going to go Babylon A.D. number 1, live, raw, bringing a lot of those songs from the first album back. Then I'm going to go with the Bites, just, you know, the funness of that album. You know, who knows, maybe if I actually saw them that night, they would have been number 1 here. But, yeah, the Bites album is really, really good. Then I'm going to go Tuff Luck with Tuff Luck. Another great one. You know, I've never heard that one before. And then, of course, we're going to end it with Mr. Caffery. Chris Caffery.
Chris Caffery.
With his Jester Big Fucking Joke album.
All right. Dylan, if you had to rank them.
Very similar ranking to BB. Babylon A.D. number 1. That was a fantastic live album. Really good showcase of the band, I think. My number 2, though, is going to be Tuff Luck. I thought that was a real great hidden gem for me. I really enjoyed that album as a whole. It sucks that the band only, kind of did that and was done, but it had a lot of potential. Close behind that is the Bites. I really like the Bites album. I thought that was a really solid, like, good old rock and roll album. Some of the stuff I didn't quite vibe with, but definitely wasn't, bad at all. And then we take a year trek across the sea, go into exile, live in a cave for a little bit, come out. We have the Forrest Gump beard after his cross-country trek, and that's where we'll find Chris Caffery's Court of the Jester. Jester's Court, whatever it's called.
All right.
Where Dylan paints up a volleyball.
Yeah.
It calls it Chris.
Chris. Hey, Chris. Stop saying it. Steve, how would you do it?
Okay. Number 1, the Bites, absolutely. Like I said, I don't know how the hell I missed this album in 2023. They were fantastic live. So, thank you, Chris Granza, for not making us go, but enticing us to go to that show. It was great to see, and it was the last night too. So it was like the last time we're gonna get to see them. Fantastic. Second one, Babylon A.D. I think I knew like 4 of those songs. I've heard them all before, but I'm not hugely into them. But I thought the album was good. Sands, Fade Outs. I'm going to go Chris Caffery next. Jester's Court. Just for musically. And the soloing is just killer on it. And for Tuff Luck, the vocals just killed me on it. And I think a lot of it is because I had high expectations for this. And I think they were just too high. I'm like, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be like a Rocks Gang or like a debut LA Guns or something like that, or like a Heaven's Edge or something like that I really vibed with, and I was hoping to say, man, how did I miss this one? And I'm not disappointed that I did, but they have potential. Like I said, that live song, I wish that all these songs were like that, because it just doesn't seem like the band. It was like the vocals were just, and the background vocals were just fucking lifeless on it.
All right. We almost had a sweep of Chris Caffery at the bottom
poor
there.
Chris.
But,
Steve always has to be the...
Steve shook it up with the little tough luck there at the bottom. But
Because I just pictured Ripper Owen singing those songs.
okay.
Well, here's the question. Would you rather listen to the Chris Caffery vocals or the Lifeless vocals?
What focus?
The
The Lifeless vocals.
The Chris Caffery, because it seems like he's at least trying.
Wow. Okay. You know?
Because there was a couple songs I think that it fit. But I think a lot of times it got into too much layering. There were too many versions of that, like singing at the same time.
He does a lot of layering.
Yeah, there was a ton of layering on there.
They
Some
show
of it
him
good,
when
some of it not so good.
when he's doing the recording, how he
Yeah.
does it. It was interesting to watch. All right, so that's the 4 albums. That's the rankings. Let's go around the horn here and finish this up. BB.
All right, buddy. Of course, as we said 87 million times, all right, tonight. Happy birthday. One more. To many more. Yeah, fun episode. I love when you bring these, like Dylan said before, these bands with one album to the table.
album,
You know, just to hear it, because you know we're not going to hear it anyway because we don't know about it, and you are like the walking encyclopedia of bands with only one album. So that's what I appreciate about you when you bring some of this stuff to the table. Some of it not so good, but some of it's very surprising. And yeah, these are great episodes. It just kind of showcases what you're into, what you're listening to. And of course, not everybody's going to like it. You know, not everybody's going to be down with it. And half of that is the fun of it is just busting your balls about it. You know what I mean? Great show, great time. I hope you have a happy birthday and many more, buddy.
Oh, great. Dylan.
Yeah, I think my favorite thing about this episode was that I hadn't heard any of these albums. So I love being able to discover new things, you know, like BB said, sometimes it's not to my liking, but the fact that I was able to listen to it is, you know, kind of a gift enough of, hey, here's something I haven't tried before, instead of like listening to Kiss for the millionth time. Even not that I'm, you know, sad about that, but you know, it's really great that when you bring in stuff that it's like, hey, here's a curveball, here's Tuff Luck, you never heard of them, and it's, like that's kind of what I think these podcasts are like best for, is kind of delving deep and unearthing these like never kind of really spread around things. So I really appreciate like your kind of like effort to spotlight things that people don't normally talk about all the time in like our kind of realm of music. So for sure, even if I had a very bad time listening to Chris Caffery, it was still a good educational experience for me. So I very much appreciated that. And happy birthday, BC.
All right. Steve.
Happy birthday, BC.
Oh, no.
I got to do one more. And I do love you, regardless of what you pick. I always say it. I love the birthday episodes. Gives everyone a chance to pretty much have the direction of the show. You know what I mean? What we're doing, you know, what BC wants to do on this episode, or BB or Dylan. And so I always like these ones, and it gives you guys a chance to be at the helm as well for an episode. And always fun, and it's always I can't say that I like anyone's birthday episodes more than anyone else's, because everyone brings something different to their birthday thing. Like Dylan brings like ones that I'm like, oh fuck, and then 80% of the time I really like them. Like I would have never in a million years listened to My Chemical Romance, and when Dylan threw out the Black Parade there, now it's a main album of mine. It's maybe a top 20 album of mine now, of all, which is insane to say. But you know, and BB always picks out something that we've never heard and he's never heard half the time. But
you're like, listen to this.
But it's always interesting. And in BC, I know BC's always going to pick one album. I won't say wonder why they actually recorded. But like it's always cool because I know he's gonna pick something that I know and that I like. But then when he goes for ones like Tuff Luck and stuff like that I don't know And this one, I think my expectations were just a little too high on this one because like I said, I thought it was going to be like a first LA Guns or something like that. But it's always interesting. Like I say, I don't have a favorite birthday of anyone on this podcast, and I would say that mine are probably the most run-of-the-mill albums that we do for the birthday albums. But I really enjoy these, and like I said, this is like the only episode that we do that I really insist that everybody's here for, because we have had ones and postponed them because someone couldn't make it, which is totally fine, and that's why we do mine in the summer, because it kind of breaks them up, because it would be like November, December, January, and then May. So, like me doing my summer birthday breaks it up. So, which is coming in August. I have a list of, I think, 15 albums to choose from. So, I'm trying to go a little deeper.
Well, you have only 4.
But I know I probably won't. But absolutely love doing these ones. Always a blast. And this is what it's all about. The 4 guys in the room here. And so it's just a blast. And hope you have a great birthday, BC. Have a good time at the Ocean City, whatever the hell it's called this weekend, with Boardwalk Bash or
Boardwalk Rock,
something like that. Def Leppard, Alice in Chains, a bunch of other bands.
Alice in Chains.
Oh, they're out now too.
The drummer
had a heart attack or something.
The drummer. Okay.
Yeah, they're out.
Did they replace them with someone else now, or you're
I
just
didn't
saying
see
fuck
it.
it for
I
that
didn't see
spot?
anything.
I didn't see nothing yet.
Oh, okay, all right. I did see that, but it just didn't register.
Yeah, I saw it. I'm like, motherfucker, because
They would have been the ones.
I was excited to see the Alice in
William
Chains.
Duvall.
So take care of Granson down there, please.
He's nervous.
I know he's nervous. He's very nervous, but that's okay. So once again, happy birthday, love you, buddy, and take us out.
All right, like I said, that's my birthday. I always bring crazy shit. I was excited to see Tuff Luck on streaming because they were never on anything. I agree. The remastered or rebuffed or whatever you want to call it is a little rough on especially the background vocals. Chris Caffery, I've always been a fan of Chris Caffery. I love his music. I mean, is he a great singer? No. Does he get weird sometimes? Yes. But still love the way he rips it up. The Bites, I was so excited about the Bites because that was the band that you go and see and you're blown away. Off the top of my head, Hair the Dog was the last time I remember being blown away by a band I never knew anything about. Bites was on the cruise, definitely did that, and I've been a Babylon A.D. fan forever, so it's always good to see those guys. All right, so if any of you people out there want to check out my albums and bash me or back me up on these, you can check out Dylan's going to definitely put up a Spotify playlist of these episodes or these songs. Whether or not you like it or not,
Let us know.
Yeah,
let us know. I got tough skin. I can take it. But all right. So I mean, here's another year down for me. And what's going to happen this weekend? God only knows.
You'll be fine.
Well, a full report.
I guess it's actually on the beach.
Yeah. There's 3 stages. It's in like so. There's one stage here. There's one stage here, and there's one stage here.
Better bring your flip flops.
But because we met last night real quick. I'm like, when Bike Week is down there, they have this huge parking lot, and that's where they set up the bands and do the shows. And no, it's going to be on the beach. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, time will tell.
It'll
right?
be interesting.
It'll be interesting. Come back going, oh my god.
The first and last.
It might be the first.
Well, they're doing 3 of those.
3 of what?
There's a rock one that's going on this weekend, but then there's like a pop one in the summer, and then there's a country one in the fall.
Oh, really?
Down there, yeah.
So
you guys are the tester. So it's like the rock one now, and then it's gonna be like pop stuff, I guess.
Yeah, we
in the
met
summer,
because
and then country.
you have a wristband, and once you put it on, it's on. Everything is tied to that. That's your lifeline. Like the card
It's
is
like
on
your
the ship.
card on the ship.
Apparently, so you food, you gotta do this, and beer, do this, and merch, you gotta do that, everything. So,
Could be dangerous, BC.
Could be dangerous. We'll see how this happens, or how it works out. But anyways, that's what's going to happen. And all right, that's it. And we're going to close it out with thank you everybody out there. So that's it for this week, people. We'll see you next time, and there will be a next time.